Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the lifting world. And this is one of these where, one of the few I guess I'm going to do, because a bunch of people have asked me about it. I received dozens and dozens of requests. A lot of you inboxed me. A bunch of you inboxed me with links wanting me to watch this stuff. And I want to make this very clear. I'm not interested in watching YouTube fitness. I'm not interested in seeing people's mental breakdowns. I'm not interested in seeing gossip. Like a bunch of schoolgirls. You're like a bunch of schoolgirls. It's exactly what you are, like 15-year-old girls gossiping about somebody. Okay? And that includes the people who make the videos talking the smack. Now, people say, Jason, but didn't you used to do that? Yeah, I did used to do that. The word's used to. I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life since then. And I've also gotten to the point where I don't care about YouTube fitness. Almost no one on this platform knows anything about training. Very, very few people. And if I'm going to be about strength and training, why do I care what these guys do? Now, people want me to rush to judgment and claim, well, Connor Murphy's going crazy. He's talking about he's a god and saying crazy stuff, and he's on drugs and everything else. It's like, this is what people are saying. They want me to attack him and bash him. I'm not going to do that. And I want to be clear, I don't like Connor. I don't think he provides anything of value to the training world. I don't think he knows anything about training or lifting. I don't consider him a lifter. And generally speaking, most guys who use the word aesthetics or they chase the look, they're usually lazy, useless pieces of shit for the most part. They are. Let's be honest here. They don't train. They don't know how to train hard. They don't know how to train anyone else. They provide nothing of value. From an educational perspective, a motivational perspective, nothing else. I don't care for him. I don't like him. I don't think he brings anything of value at all. Yet, I can also be compassionate about the fact that the guy clearly is going through some stuff. And I'm speaking from experience here, because that's exactly the point. It's exactly the point. I've gone through my own things, and here's what I'm going to say. He is someone who's out there in the public. He is chosen for whatever reason and made it as someone with an audience and outreach. He's technically somewhat in the public eye online. And we've seen this before. I've gone through my own experiences with this. We've seen other people do. Elliot Hulse went crazy. Okay. Do you understand that these things happen? This is normal. People go through this process, and people who are in the public eye, sometimes it does mess with you. Particularly if you've had any history of depression or anything else going on. When something is going wrong in your life because you're real time in making videos and you're there for the world to see, it gets documented forever. And I've got a problem with that. I don't like that because I've experienced these things. And so when I see someone like Connor who is obviously going through some stuff, I don't want to see what he's saying. I don't want to see it. And I'm going to step back and say, guys, I want you guys to assess where you're at in your own worldview, your life, your self-esteem, when you want to go see someone who is obviously going through some stuff. They're suffering from at least some minor mental health issues, possibly a drug issue. We don't know. And you can tell that they're struggling. I just had that video on Luke Sadow talking about struggling, and you see they're struggling. That's entertainment. Is that entertainment for you? If that is entertainment to you, I want you to step back and take a hard look at it and say, am I doing the right thing? Furthermore, then you're going to see a bunch of people condemn the guy. People are going to, we know the peanut gallery, we know who all they are. They're going to attack him. They're going to jump on him like a pack of wolves. And they're going to document every crazy thing that he says while he's in this phase forever. And they're going to make fun of it, and they're going to mock it, and anything that this poor guy tries to do later, when he gets through this phase, it's all going to be there. And then people they're no longer going to care. He might come out with a bunch of amazing training systems or a great approach or do something really innovative, and he's always going to be the crazy guy who in a drug-induced period in his life talked about being a god. And that's what's going to be thrown back over and over and over. And I want the people who are doing that, and they're going to do that, because they will do it. I'm not going to name names. We know what sort of channels and people will do this. Do you think that makes you a good person? Okay, are you improving the world in any way by kicking a guy when he's down and then documenting when he's down so that it can be brought up when he tries to do better and the guy gets through this phase and he says, you know, oh my God, I've lost my mind, or I just shouldn't have said this, I should have done this stupid stuff, it's there, let me try to fix it. You're going to basically throw it back in his face because you're going to document it and you're going to make sure that it stays on the internet and it's made fun of forever. You're kicking somebody when they're down. Do you think that's right? I don't. That's why I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. I don't need to know what the poor guy's going through. I don't need to see it. I don't need to be a part of it. I don't need to be in the mindset of that. And I would suggest to a lot of you out there that you don't need to be either. And those of you who are like, oh, I want to see it. I want to watch it. I need to know. And then I'm going to remember this forever. Well, he's not going to be that person forever. Right? The guy's going through a phase. He's going through some stuff. And a lot of people out there will say stupid stuff. They'll pretend to want to help. Oh, well, see, I just want to reach out to him and tell him to get mental help. No, you're an asshole. You're not in his life. You're not somebody he's going to listen to. What you guys are going to do is you're going to make that claim, but you're going to be the guy who a year later you're going to tell him, hey, you're crazy. You need to be locked up. Go get some help. And you're going to be messaging him for the next 7 years. Okay? That's how you guys are. You don't really care about this person. You don't care about him. Because if you cared about him, you would leave it alone. If you really gave a damn about other people, you would step back and say, you know what, I'm not going to partake in this. You know why? Are you guys familiar with the term cyberbullying? That's what it is. When you see the person and they're slipped and they're fallen and they're down, people who want to kick them. People who want to document, they want to partake in it, they want to laugh at it. Sometimes even under the guise of, well, I'm just gonna call authorities and they can go check it. No, dude, you're stalking at that point. Okay, that has now crossed the line of using law enforcement to stalk somebody. You're not in his life. You have no business calling law enforcement on someone you don't know personally because of something on the internet. Technically, that's illegal. You should actually be in jail if you do that. That's now stalking. Because you're taking stuff from the internet to the real world and getting real world stuff involved. That's called stalking. Right? But that's what people are doing who are jumping on it. It's cyberbullying. And cyberbullying is generally understood. Most psychologists, most experts will tell you that that's bad behavior. That's not good. It doesn't make you a good person. And for all the people who are going to make videos about it, you all know who you are. You're cyberbullying this guy. Okay? And you're going to make it worse. And if you're contributing to something that's really has someone in a bad spot in their life, and you contribute to making it worse, that makes you a bad person. Okay? You're not a good person. My advice would be to leave it alone. I'm not going to participate. I don't want to see it. I don't want any of you guys to go watch any of it. I hope Connor stops putting stuff up. I wish him the best in life. I hope he stops whatever nonsense is causing this. I hope that he's able to get his act together before this mounts to the point where people are going to give him hell. Because when it's at the point where people are now trying to send me multiple videos and everyone's asking me to cover it, he's obviously already done quite a few things. And I would say to Connor, brother, get your shit together, because here's the problem you're going to run into. It's going to be here forever. 5 years from now, the crazy stuff that you're saying, everyone is going to have documented and have made videos about it. They're going to remember it. You can't get rid of it. Even if you're joking, If you're playing around, if you're trolling, it is going to be portrayed as you being serious, and it is going to be there for the rest of your life. Okay? And realistically, if you were to give me, based upon my life experiences, the ability to change stuff, I'd be one of the people like, well, we need to make it illegal to do that. For people to take people who are down and to cyberbully the way that they do should technically be a crime where you go to prison for it. There are people trying to push to do that, by the way, to make it an international level crime where you could extradite people and stuff. That would be interesting. That would end a lot of those problems. But let's come back over and let's just talk about right and wrong. Let's talk about right and wrong. Not right to harass these people, make fun of them. He's going through a phase. Hopefully he gets through that phase. But what I can tell you, when we're going to talk about mental health awareness, cyberbullying and dogpiling on top of somebody who's going through something like that, the way that everyone is already starting to do, you are making things worse. You are a cyberbully. You are a piece of shit. Leave the poor guy alone. Leave the poor guy alone. Let him get through his phase, and hopefully he gets through it before it gets worse. That's what I hope happens. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.